Last time on Metanoia Blues, with Orthos rapidly approaching, Willow's mind was left racing. Not only about what was to come, but what they had left behind. The Storm Chaser. The home they once stole and then were forced to sabotage when an attempted assassination nearly led to war. Revisiting the memory of it all left Willow reeling with sorrow. But a conversation with their crew eased them from their painful recollection, bolstering their confidence for the task ahead. Repairing the Kraken Slayer. Willow explained the objective. Reach the Sundown Inn located among the mountains, and the crew will no doubt find the damaged airship. Weighing anchor in Blackrock that evening, the crew of the Ephemeral Chaos moved swiftly through town and embarked on a hike into the mountains. The crew pushed on through the night until finally they came upon the sign for the Sundown Inn, apparently closed indefinitely, written in the handwriting of the Kraken Slayer's cook, Bjorn. And beyond that, the broken remains of the Kraken Slayer itself. New arc!
Arced. New art for the arc. New arced.
I would like everybody to roll a group stealth check as you slowly approach.
Does that include the steed? Because he's here making noise. Yeah, that's so.
Oh, good.
Can I request that visually we have the all the team poking out from behind a shrub
A tree
aesthetic? Yeah.
Okay, so the steed rolled a 7. I rolled a 4, so Willow rolled an 8.
Why is... Oh, right, Varys is exhausted. That's why he's rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah.
And still, he rolled better than literally all of us.
Disadvantage 20.
That's wild. His stealth is just, he's like half dead.
He's laying on the floor. That's why I didn't see him.
You know, like the pregnancy breathing?
No!
Give him his dignity.
About it? Also, Luca, you have a flat roll, not an advantage roll. So
Yeah, so I was said just take the 4.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure about that?
It's fair.
I think it'd be very funny if Anne and Varys are hidden and Willow and Luca are not, so whatever happens to them.
This is the opposite of what is ideal in this moment. Let me think. Wait, maybe this is a moment to add inspiration. We never use inspiration.
We rolled
inspiration.
An 11 as a group, so...
Yeah. It's up to you two. I'm good with my roll. I'm not going to risk rolling again.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. Please don't get a 1. Okay.
Take one off the...
No, I'm gonna take it. I've been holding my own for a while. I'm gonna use it now.
Okay.
Okay. Ready. Piaschetti.
Wow, okay. So that's a 7.
Luca, do you want to try?
Yeah, since we didn't take any out of our pool, I'm gonna use the pool.
Okay.
Come on, Luca.
I'm gonna roll a stealth check. Yep. Father will roll. Father Luca will roll stealth.
Yeah, 20. Not 20. We're manifesting.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Dirty 20.
Wow. I need to say more things out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
The calculations.
Willow poking their head a little too far out of the bush.
I did that pause and look. You know, when you like, it's the first time in years I've seen the Kraken Slayer, and I just stalled.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys gonna have to snatch me back.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Group stealth average is 14.
Okay.
Look, it could have been worse.
I brought us down. Sorry.
Let's get the shit rolls out of the way now. We can do better later.
Yeah.
When we're talking to people who we haven't seen in years
This
after
is probably what we'll say.
sabotaging a
Just the
ship.
first check. Come on, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're all like over here.
as you walk up the hill, trying to be as quiet as possible.
And in the trees. Sorry.
Somewhat winded from your long hike up through the mountain forests in the dark.
In the dark.
You can see the dim glow of ever-bright lanterns from the Sundown up into the east, and the sort of deep rut that still exists from where the Kraken Slayer crashed not far away. There's a small lean-to shack constructed on one side of the Kraken Slayer, and small floating dull orbs of metal positioned around the area. If anybody would like to make a perception check, those without dark vision are at disadvantage.
As in Luca, specifically.
Yeah, me. Just me.
Yeah.
And your
spell
steed also doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah. If it helps me, can I roll flat?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Get a 2.
Both of you just squinting very hard.
That's a 17,
Oh,
so...
not bad.
Can I use my spyglass for this?
It's an 8.
Technically, yes.
And it's prioritizing hiding.
What do my elk eyes
yeah.
see?
Roll. Okay, that's a bit better. 23.
Okay.
That probably explains
So-
why my stealth was shite.
You're busy looking.
We trade off.
Yes. So, it appears that the exterior of the hull is intact from the outside. Obviously, like, it is a large, heavy construction. That means that it has not been moved.
Mhm.
And it has not been moved for quite some time. You can see, like, little bits of leaf litter on areas where it's been exposed to the elements and stuff like that. It's not, like, filthy or anything, but it's just, like, you know, the way that, like, outdoor furniture gathers debris and so on.
Debris.
On a 23, Willow, you can tell that, like, one of the struts from the on the elemental ring has been repaired over the years. You can clearly see, like, the difference in material versus old material. Just the way that, like, wood discolors over time.
Mhm.
Looks like there is a repair shack on the side. You don't know what the interior looks like, obviously, from this point, but as far as you can tell, repairs are underway. They have not been able to move it in the time since this landing, which makes sense. It is halfway up a mountain.
Mm.
That's like, where would you put it anyway if you can't fly it?
Mm.
You do notice your old clockwork doglings have been somewhat retrofitted and not kept up in the best of repair. The metal casing on them is, like, very tarnished. But they are on patrol.
Little guy.
Can I say, is there any indication from what I can see that someone might be staying in that shack right now?
There are
Hard to from you.
no windows, and it doesn't seem to be... It's, like, quite small. I literally, like, I would describe it as a tool shed sort of thing.
I don't know. I know a very small carpenter that can.
But there's also the inn just up the hill, which is like this old, well-worn traditional house built with like wooden beams and has a moss-covered tile roof. The outside garden surrounding this like large house is beautifully tended, and the building seems to be in good repair. A little dusty, a little bit beaten up by time, but somebody's clearly like sweeping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Willow asking like, is anyone living in there? Is certainly a holdover from I've lived in my boat workshop for like 3 years or 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's different. Okay. So it can't fly.
No.
That's probably one of my main takeaways at the moment, is that if it could fly, it would be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Even with the strut repaired.
Yeah.
And when did Buttermilk say it was shut down? When did it crash? 994?
Just double check. My butter notes. 994, yes.
994?
Yes.
So it's been down for about 4 years at this point.
Shite. Okay. Anyone else want to get anything, or? Luca got a 17.
I rolled an 8, so I ain't getting shit.
I assume I get everything you got, but less of what you got.
Yeah. Luca, are you looking for anything in particular? Because I imagine while you're looking at the Kraken Slayer, you're also looking at the inn and so on.
Yeah, Eric and Luca's looking at the inn. Look at it.
Yeah, it is a nice looking inn. But I imagine I got most of the same information, like signs of life, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Signs of life. Dimly lit interiors, like there might be a candle or two on in there.
Is anyone moving around inside that I can see?
On a 17, not near any of the windows, I would say.
Okay.
So, not from the angle that you're at.
Fair.
So.
Just looking at my spells and such, just to double check everything.
You're like hidden in the brush down the path. This is as far as the map goes, but I'm assuming like you're probably like the whole group is 60 feet away. So just imagine.
Yeah, they're all huddled together.
Yeah.
Can I ask, and how many times a day can you use your detect thought spell?
Well, technically I used Misty Step a couple times on the way up here, so I have 1 spell slot. If I'm allowed to sit for an hour, I can use 3 spells, but I have 1 spell slot left. I could use it for Detect Thoughts. Detect Thoughts range is 30 feet.
I'm just wondering if maybe if we're going to like approach the Sundown, that maybe you want to like activate it and you can be our little radar in case there are like Theranis lurking in the trees or something, you know, any sentry that we're not aware of. But I'd like to do another like closer check of the Sundown specifically. By what I understand, my doglings would be like proximity based sentry, yeah?
They do have like a limited range of sentry, so they're not going to immediately alert if like you're just walking past it at a certain distance, but certainly if you probably as soon as you like try to get in or on to that ship, they will definitely trigger if they spot you.
It's a car alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can activate the spell. It lasts for 10 minutes though, so I wanted to wait until we were in more useful range.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think the next thing would be like, okay, shall we huddle in a bush over here and have a conversation?
I'm assuming that you're already doing that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the deal right now, yes.
In a bush. I imagined N's 8 perception being you like yanking me back into the into
N's
cover.
focusing on staying hidden. That's why they rolled high stealth but low perception.
Yep.
And we thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Your secret service.
That's me, I guess.
Okay, I think Willow's going to say there doesn't appear to be anybody aboard the Kraken Slayer.
It is 2 a.m.
Oh, is that the Kraken Slayer?
Oh, yes. Welcome. Usually it looks much better than this.
Yeah, usually it's airborne, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Which, hey, you identified the first problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna look at Varys. How's Varys looking?
Knackered. He's kind of just like leaning on the side of the elk and like putting all his energy into staying quiet and staying upright.
Okay. Willow's going to look at Varys and like stroke their chin. You look like shit. We can use this. Possibly?
What are you thinking? We're lost tourists in the woods. Just happened to stumble along this place when you're trying to find our way back to town. And we really need a place to stay.
I think so. As we said, you wouldn't be lying. Willow gestures at Varys again.
He just gives you like this flat, exhausted look.
Willow smiles at you in the dark. You see like their full big grin in the dark, like, sorry, but
he won't probably be much of a talker so much as a prop.
Willow nods
No offense,
enthusiastically.
Varys, but I'm giving you the easy job on this one.
As you are.
Yeah, just like that.
Gently pats Varys.
Nailed it.
Won't they recognize Willow?
Well, I'd use either an alter self spell. I guess it depends. Willow's gonna squint and think, what do I need to roll to think about like what kind of magical sentry or something they might have in place to reveal like I am clearly Willow Jenkins in disguise?
Well, it would be an insight versus deception. And you
My
would
deception?
have advantage. Yes, your deception. You would have advantage if you disguised yourself in any means, but like, and the insight check would only be if you speak, I guess.
Yeah. And Willow's going to reason out, like, I think alter self makes more sense than invisibility because they're going to hear the footsteps upstairs. If we are allowed to stay. But at this point, it's this or the woods. And it's probably more suspicious if we go to the woods, considering we are exhausted travelers with no nefarious intentions.
Ah.
Well, technically, we are, right?
Willow nods.
We've certainly never been here before, so...
So as long as you do all the talking and you do all the... Willow gestures vaguely at Varys, like, keep doing what you're doing. There is an opportunity for us being able to enter the inn or at least understand what we're working with.
If they shoo us away, then that's that.
It's an alias, if nothing else.
What's your fake name, so I don't have to make one up on the fly?
Willow looks around in a way that you know they're going to say something like leaf, you know, or branch.
You used vermilion once?
That's...
Willow wrinkles their nose. Varys is standing there like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Willow did a wrinkle of the nose like, oh, vermilion's like not really my style now that I'm thinking about it. Also, I left that in Regal Port, you know, it's got kind of a funk on it.
Anderson.
Anderson?
Hmm?
It sounds like Henderson. Makes me feel like a sea dragon. An old sea dragon.
It's fine. Pats you on the head.
What about Cloud?
That seems... on the nose?
Everyone just in silence thinking about the thing that requires the least thought. I think Willow's like gonna shake their head. Whatever comes to mind in the moment, let's say. Oh, you guys can decide. This is probably a non-thought, right?
How about Wren?
Something cool though. Wren?
W-R-E-N.
Like the bird.
Like the bird.
Bird. Sparrow?
Could do Sparrow
Barra.
or Stella.
Yarrow?
Yarrow? Feels like just gestures at themselves. I beg for Varys to cut in and just like make a decision while we keep throwing out names. So
He made a suggestion.
Never like a decision. No question mark.
Okay.
Yarrow, Ren, or
Sparrow. Let's go with Sparrow.
Oh, that makes
Sparrow's
it
needs a
easy. I'll go by Scarlet.
Okay. As in the prince?
As in the
Oh,
color
are
of
you
my
smitten?
jacket.
Ah, okay.
And adjusts the plate of their collar.
Well, it looks to Luca.
Do I need a name?
Isn't he just Luca?
Suppose you just Luca. And you, Mr.
Reese.
Reese. Is that your surname or your first name?
Mononym.
Willow pats him on the shoulder. Quick. Before Reese gets any more invigorated. Are we ready to go?
Let's go.
Okay. Willow
Do you want to get on
uses...
my elk for the rest of the trip?
You help Reese aboard the elk.
Aboard?
Willow alters their self at the moment.
What'd you look like?
The same kind of half elf as before. Again, Willow might be like toying with saturation, basically, of skin tone, but like they don't look like Willow. And I think one of the main things, like they sort of change the shape of their glasses, and they have a hat on. They just look very plain. I think in the set, like think of the same way that Ryger disguised himself as a fisherman. It's kind of like there's not so much that it feels like a disguise, like suspicious, but there's enough that it certainly doesn't look like Willow.
All right, well, let's
go.
strut on over.
Okay.
Can you
Can I
zoop
just
us
have-
as a group?
Yeah.
Group soup.
Yeah.
Can we give the doglings a wide berth? Just like go
Yeah.
over
We'll
here
go through the trees if we have to.
instead of just on the off chance.
Walk straight, I reckon, because it's more suspicious
yeah.
if we're sneaking through the woods.
Well, yeah, not sneak to the
Yeah.
woods, but there's a path we
Yeah.
can take immediately to.
Yeah, just take the path.
Okay. So you make the trek up the hill.
Yeah, when we start approaching 30 feet from the building, En's probably gonna roll their coin.
Okay.
Start looking for thinking creatures.
Ooh.
Oh, also, this goes without saying, Willow would have mentioned, like, once we get in, if we get in and we get a room upstairs, then we can sort of, rest a bit easier. But getting past the opening is our main objective.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
Anne and I are very persuasive. Let's
Yeah,
go. We're very charming lads.
Yeah, so is the door locked? Did the door look locked?
I'm just going to open it.
No, wait.
Or try to open
I
it.
have an approach. Please wait.
Oh, okay.
Let Zeke finish. What does it look like? What am I hearing, if anything, in my brain?
I'm trying to see. I don't think you're quite close enough for. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're not within range.
I want to
30-foot
remind Luca, we did see a sign that says this place was closed. So, and is going to knock before we open the door.
Okay. You knock. Give me a performance check.
Can I help?
Me?
And yeah.
Can Luca help me? Or
Sure.
thanks, Luca. Performance. 17.
Okay.
It's kind of a hurried knock, like a bit of an anxious knock.
Yeah.
Not panicking,
Yeah, okay.
but like desperate-ish.
Okay.
Like, God, we've been walking for 6 hours. Please just let us in.
Willow is standing by Varys like a real, what?
I rolled a perception check for the people inside. They rolled a 1.
Yeah!
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so funny.
So they don't hear us, or they don't think we're suspicious? Wink. Wonk.
Dead to the world, asleep is kind of the gist I'm getting.
Yeah, it's How long do you wait before you knock again?
I was gonna do the knock, and then if no one answered, and was going to let Luca open the door and peek inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, then I open the door and I peek my head in and say, hello? Is anyone in here?
Make a perception check.
Can I make one too? Because we're like a little stack.
Yeah.
Little dongo stack in the doorway.
Hell yeah. That's a 5. And I'm counting on you.
Oh god.
That's a what?
So, you, peek your head into the foyer.
Uh-huh.
Seems empty. There's another set of doors. There's, a few sets of shoes in the doorway.
Okay.
Stacked neatly to the side.
Okay, well, En's gonna step inside.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go. There's no one here.
En's gonna cautiously keep moving forward until they maybe start picking up any sort of brain activity in this place. Which, considering the nat 1, I'm not confident I will detect. And we'll also say hello.
If there's no one here, we're just gonna borrow a bed. Hope that's okay.
Don't mean to intrude.
But we're going to intrude.
It's kind of gone beyond that point now. Hello?
We're invaders in this house.
You guys want to have a little conversation about how this place is, abandoned?
Oh, okay.
What it was meant to be
Finally.
called?
So,
Nice up here.
about a minute into you guys having opened the door, and I'm assuming you're trying to open the door into the actual main area now.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, continuing to make noise. We're not trying to
Yeah.
be sneaky. We're continuing hey, hello, we're here. Is anyone here?
Yeah.
Should we take
Yeah.
our shoes off? If the owners
Yeah.
of the place.
What is Willow doing? Varys is on
Willow
the
is-
elk.
Willow is next to the elk. I was saying, kind of looking like they're there to make sure Varys doesn't fall off the elk. And I think that they're just patting the elk, but it's getting urgent. The patting is getting stressed as you guys no one answers. What's gonna happen? Am I preparing to see you guys get abducted? No, that's not normal. I feel there's a point where Willow's not realized that they've just started patting Varys's knee. They're missing the elk now.
Varys is what?
Huh? Oh, pardon me. Back to patting the elk.
Anyway, about a minute later, this you hear a voice that says, "Coming, just a moment." And yeah. You know that voice.
Oh god. Good, she's still there.
Yeah, and you hear the surface thoughts of somebody very sort of drowsily and with airy thoughts coming towards you.
Okay, good, they're sleepy. That gives us an advantage.
Agreed.
And around the corner, this is a temporary icon, so don't take the art too literally, comes this, ancient elven woman who has, this, long silver hair, sort of tied back in, a couple of braids at the moment. She was clearly resting. She's wearing, this, long, flowy cloth robe. A little sort of soft bandana around her hair as well. Just very, very old elf. Like, she looks old. She's got, like, smile lines and wrinkles from the sun, and is, like, shuffling around in little home slippers and socks. And comes around the corner and sees you and it's like, oh, hello?
Hi. We both can. Hi, sorry, I know it's really late in the night, and we did see the sign and all, but, it looks at Luca like, can you explain it? I'm so out of it right now.
Hi, we're travelers, and we came hiking up the mountain, and we would normally camp, but my uncle is feeling the effects of the hiking, and we're wondering if we might be able to stay the night.
Oh, make a persuasion check. You can have advantage since you both.
Yeah, are we both making one, or one of us should?
Either you both make checks, or you give Luca advantage.
What do you think?
What's your persuasion bonus?
6.
Mine's a little higher. You want to do separates, or do you want to risk it for the biscuit and advantage yours?
I guess
either way.
Both of you are convincing.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
We're both
roll
talking.
together. Yeah.
So we both roll our own.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
Good. 16.
And a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
She's like, oh, well, I'm sure you can stay the night. I don't have any rooms ready for service at the moment.
No, that's fine.
We can take a sofa, or if you have a futon or something, we can just sleep on the floor.
We can sleep on the floor.
As long as there's something for our uncle.
Okay,
Really, he's
let me just... Yeah, I can get that sorted. Just give me a moment.
Thank you so much.
Feel free to come inside.
You're a lifesaver.
Leave your shoes at the door, and... she sort of drifts out of the room, and you hear her shuffling around.
And, like, her wrenching back to Will and Varys and doing the, come on, hands.
Ooh, takes a deep breath. Starts on their way. I think they're last. I think they kind of guide the elk forward.
Okay.
I will also say, Willow did mention this lady's name. Do you guys remember?
No, and right now I'm trying not to, because it'll be sus if I say her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. Willow did kind of mumble it. I don't know if we revisited
it. So, and you hear the surface thoughts of, like, she thought you were going to be one of her grandchildren coming to visit at, like, a weird hour of the day. But then she has, like, decided she's going to go wake up May and see if she can get her help with some futons.
And messages, like, do you know who May is?
No.
Willow squints. They're briefly, like, new nickname for Magda? Surely.
Nope.
Don't know. Well, that's what they're thinking, but I don't know. Like, they have no confirmation. So Willow's like, not sure.
Okay, well. And doesn't want to take off their shoes because that feels like danger, but they will because...
Luke is already halfway there.
Yeah, they will because we have to keep up appearances and be nice to the people that are being nice to us.
Yep.
Maybe they won't stab us. You never know.
Yeah.
Mara? Willow's just going through all the M names. Hey, Zeke, let me panic. I don't know.
Yeah. Let Willow panic. That's the fun of the game. Metanoia Blues. Willow's panic. Yeah.
Cool. So, a couple minutes later, the old elven lady returns with May, who is a younger elf woman, dark hair, sort of like cut in a short bob, looking a little bit rumpled, let's say. She's a lot more alert than the older elven lady. They both look sort of, I would describe them as like Asian, East Asian in appearances. The older elven lady is clearly like this ancient, elderly Japanese elven woman. And the younger one is a little more ambiguous in her features, carrying futons, and the younger elven woman looks like a little more alert, like she was probably still awake. If anybody wants to roll a history check.
Sure.
Willow?
Am I close enough to do that?
Yeah.
I'll leave that to Willow then.
I'm assuming you guys are like inside now.
Yeah.
You got an 18. Pause. I imagine when Willow's taking off their shoes, they're like, shift to toes, and like quickly, like, alter self into
My toes! My toesies!
Yeah.
Don't. Not wearing
It's okay, we got
socks.
socks. No, we got
Yeah.
socks. I'm joking. It was a joke.
Anyway, the two elven women of very different ages show up. So yeah, history, I'll say those both are successful enough. Full-blooded elves do not apparently need to sleep in the way that most other humanoids do.
Oh yeah.
They typically have this like meditative trance, where they only need to like be essentially unconscious for 4 hours a night. Yeah.
We're barely cutting into their nap time.
Yeah, basically. Cool. I'm gonna roll perception check for Mei as she comes in with futons. Nope.
Well, that's an 8. We're just a bunch of friendly little guys.
Yeah, you're just a bunch of friendly little guys. Just like, just pulls out the futons, gives you a look over, and it's like, okay.
We're
Oddballs lost in the mountains. She helps the elderly lady set up like a couple futons on the floor, just like sort of in a rough pile. And the elderly lady says, I hope you don't mind sharing. There's not so many clean ones around here.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, you've been so much help. What was your name? Sorry, I didn't ask.
Oh, I'm Yuzu Yu. You can call me Yuzu.
Oh, Yuzu, thank you so much.
What are your names?
I'm Scarlet. This is Luca. It's Uncle Reese. And Sparrow.
Make a deception check.
Luca, you helping me?
Can I?
Can you?
God.
Can him.
How are you helping?
Yeah.
Nodding along, I guess.
Sure.
Reinforcing what I'm saying
Yeah.
with body language.
Telling the truth in Luca's case.
Yeah. Does a little
Oh,
dance in
no.
front of Zeke.
Sure. Sure.
She's-
Yeah, roll with the
She's
advantage.
good.
He is good, that's why I'm asking.
Oh.
I think she tilts her head slightly and says, if you're in trouble, you don't need to worry about that here. We're all friendly.
And drops their head a bit. Looks at
Luca
Luca.
kind of smiles like, we've been caught.
Well, let's just say there's maybe a reason we're in Orthos.
Oh. Well, if you want to talk about it, I'm sure we can do that in the morning.
Yeah, we are very tired. It's been a long day.
Oh, I'm sure. Can I make you something to eat or some tea or something?
Peers back towards Varys. Like, do you want anything?
Yeah, this is
Var
a
says-
problem.
Varys says, I think we'll be alright with just a few hours of sleep.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to trouble you anymore. You've been more than gracious.
Willow has got a question.
Yeah?
and like when Anne looks back,
Like an open message.
Willow's going to ask. Yeah, Willow's going to ask. No rooms?
No rooms.
None decent, apparently.
Yeah. As you said, no rooms are, prepared
Made
for
up.
guests.
Wonder if is there an like. Okay, Willow's going to say 2 things. Can you ask where the bathroom is? And is there any chance to push for a private area?
I already set this up for us.
Was thinking when their spell runs out, they're Willow Jenkins.
How long does the spell go for?
An hour.
How long have we had?
And then I have to rest for 8 hours before I can use it again. In which
Well,
case
is
I will
that
be
a
a
spell
sitting duck
slots?
in the living room of the place that everyone will pass through. So Willow's kind of hoping to stay in one of the rooms. You have said that already. That doesn't mean that we can't push for it in some other way. In we can even say, Willow might look at Varys. Don't you? What's something that can get someone in the room alone? Don't you snore incredibly loudly? Willow shrugs. Can we work with this kind of lie of what? How do we force the idea of a private room for at least 2?
What if I say I am injured from the war and would like some privacy if possible, because I am not comfortable getting undressed in front of company?
That gives you a room, but that doesn't give me a room.
Well, we can all share the room.
I guess if you wanted to pull that angle. There is the petty lie of oh no, it's going to be rude for it's going to wake up other people. I hate to be in the way. And then there's the deeper, more emotionally tolling lie of I have personal tragedy that requires privacy. Do you mind?
I think while you guys are
Taking our shoes
I'm
off very slowly.
you've already taken your shoes
Yeah, we're
off. You're
already in.
inside the building.
Oh, no.
As you guys are sort of putting down your bags and settling down, and Willow and Anne are having a brief deliberation. Mei leaves, and Yuzu says, "Bathroom is just down the hallway and to the..." She motions to basically over here.
Okay.
I'll be in the kitchen and I'll let the others know that you're sleeping in here so nobody will disturb you. If you need anything, just call.
There are
other
others?
people staying here?
Oh, well, yeah, there's some other friends of mine are in the area here. I'm assuming you saw the big thing outside.
The building?
Look kind of like a ship. Is that just the architecture around here?
Oh, no, that's oh, well, I'm not very good at explaining these things, but I have a friend who's... a couple of friends who've been helping me out and around here, and they're working on keeping that up and running, though most of them aren't here right now. It's just the 2. Anyway, I'm sure it's
if we're
nothing
going to be in the
worry
way
about.
down here, and it's not too much trouble, we could take a room, even if it's not prepared to a standard. We don't mind.
We're pretty used to roughing it.
I'm very sorry. This is probably the nicest place in the whole building right now. Other than outside, but I'm sure you would prefer to be under a roof.
It is why we came here.
Anyway, I'll just be in the kitchen, so don't you worry. So, Yuzu, excuses herself and wishes you a good night.
And thanks her again. And they're gonna start getting comfortable in the bed, and then they're gonna pull out their book and start and flip to their Far Scribe page and like fill everyone in simultaneously, essentially, of Willow's issue. And then like stop and steeple their hands and look at everyone.
I will be taking a deep breath and guiding Varys to at least one of the chairs so he can sit while I deliberate.
I pinch my ear so En knows to message me privately.
Varys is a little bit beyond caring at this point. He just settles into sleep.
Yeah.
And says,
Oh, he's out.
If you need to
He's
go,
not the problem.
Wolford. Yeah, like he's tired. He's done.
Yeah, let him sleep.
What was he saying?
It's like if you need to go hide somewhere, you can make an excuse.
Millie nods. First of all.
And
And
we'll
he's
message
out.
And we'll message
night,
Luca.
You and I can take a watch each.
And nods. Looks back to Willow. You make a blanket for it? Hide you under something? You can go into the bathroom to swap out the spell in the morning. In a blanket. And makes a gesture like blanket ghost.
I mean, it's not impossible. Willow's not responding, but like thinking, like it's not impossible. It is gonna get cold. I guess. So like,
And
it
we
just feels odd.
We need, like, we can take 4-hour watches between the three of us. So Willow stays up for 4 hours and gets up for 4 hours. I wake up earliest to make sure
I feel like
that
it's highly. Sorry.
no one, your blankets don't roll off and you're just full shifter out in the public breeze.
I feel like it's highly questionable if we'd be able to stay up like that after a 5-hour hike, and you and I have we've been relying on naps. I think everyone needs a sleep. That's what kind of Willow was hoping for, like a kind of private room to get a proper sleep. And what I mean is I don't know how much control we're going to each have over, like, can we stay up a little while longer? Varys just conked the fuck out.
Varys had a point of exhaustion, so.
Yeah. But also, I am going to ask En, I think, while we're musing, did you want to do like a little lap of the building? It's not, you can poke around and look and then maybe be able to sense who's upstairs or like how many. She did say 2, huh?
My thing's run out by now.
It has? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
10 minutes, right?
Yep. And I'm assuming it's been 10 minutes after all of that, so.
Yeah.
I guess my best option is to kind of, if I am going to sleep.
I think the one thing that you did, I'm just gonna, okay. You would have detected there's nobody above you in the building, and there are 2 others in sort of that direction sleeping.
Yeah, well, and we'll report that then.
Yeah. And May was still awake when she left.
Do I know what's in that direction up top?
You would remember there are there are 2 bedrooms on the southern side here. Yuzu is in the kitchen, and then upstairs there's sort of like another bedroomy room, a bathroom, and like this large common area that used to be used for like bedrooms, like sort of a public sleeping area.
And
upstairs.
And is also looking at like the futons, the blankets, the sofas, everything that we've been provided. Can we make a fort?
Yes.
Then I am going to start constructing a fort for Willow. If we can make one for all of us, it's great. But Luca, you're big. You might need to stay outside. Luca and Varys. Don't want to disturb Varys. And you 2 are fine.
Build the fort around him.
You don't necessarily have to. It's gonna be weird to have a fort in the living room.
It's not gonna be weird. We just want a little bit of privacy when we sleep. We're on the run. She knows this. We just want a little bit of privacy when we sleep. It's not weird to build a pillow fort as a 27-year-old changeling. Let me do this.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I thought I maybe if I just kind of slept, squanched behind, like in a blind spot, and Yuzu implied that door won't be opened, the one right next to us. Yeah, like she'd tell people that we're sleeping here.
Can we trust that?
Yeah. Oh, the only thing is, like, she wouldn't do it vindictively. She'd do it because she forgot. If she forgot to lock the door, you know. Yeah, okay. I'll let Anne build the blanket fort.
Look, it's a good idea. Trust me.
It's the best we got. That or I sleep
Just to
outside.
confirm with God, taking rotating watches is out of the question.
I don't think you'll be able to do 4-hour watches at this point. You are all quite tired. You would be risking points of exhaustion.
I think Willow may ask if you're amiable. Willow might suggest if either of you two have energy, feel free to ask her who else is here. And not in the straight up way, like don't just go, who else is here? But like, you know, making friendly conversation over tea while she's in the kitchen might be a good time to get intel. And, you know, Luca, hey, you're well versed in chatting to grandmas. Maybe you can talk to her, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anne already said they're tired, so it would be against that lie to go talk to her now.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, it struck me as Luca to go like help her. Luca's Luca, and Luca at this case feels like he'd help her make tea.
It's basically,
you know?
Seeker Elsa. Anyway, I'm building a fort.
Yeah, I'll go help with tea then, if I'm allowed.
Okay.
I'm helping Anne build the fort.
Yeah. You string up some blankets between two couches, and Luca pads over to the kitchen.
Yeah. Where's the kitchen?
It's in the back here.
Oh. Tap on the door.
Yeah, you tap on the door and come inside, and you see Yuzu is sitting there, sort of sitting cross-legged on the floor next to like a little hearth area, with a little like sort of a small fire going, just like embers at this point. Bring like a tiny little iron teapot over the fire, like a kettle.
Like some assistance with anything?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. You all right? Would you like some tea? Anything to eat?
I would love some tea, actually.
All right then, come inside and have a seat.
Thank you. Thank you again for taking us in. I didn't know how my uncle was going to survive on the ground.
Oh, I'm sure you young people would have been fine. But if it's a little more comfortable, then I'm happy to provide.
And we won't be disturbing anyone by sleeping out the front?
Oh, not at all.
You said there were other people here with you?
Yes, Mei and some old friends of mine.
People who work on the ship outside?
She nods.
Ah.
Goes about bring her tea.
Are they
It's got
pirates?
this very it's got this very like sort of floral fruity scent to it. It's like a green tea with spices in it and something.
She can probably see Luca light up a bit, honestly.
You had a question?
I know pirates are very common in this area. Is that what your friends are?
Oh, she sort of gives a shrug.
I guess that could be hard to tell.
Make an insight check.
Yeah. Come on, dice. Be kind. That's a natural 27.
God damn.
No time.
Okay, so this woman is probably in her 600s. And she has been living on this mountain for a very long time. Outside world politics probably do not reach her here.
Oh.
Like, whatsoever. So it's like, oh, that's the newfangled thingamajiggy in the front yard. Sure, yeah, why not?
That's what the kids are calling it.
Yeah. It's like, truly, she is ancient by your reckoning. Like, you've been in buildings younger than her. Like, younger than she is, so, you know.
She's got that long-lived race brain going.
Yeah, she's like, truly, and she seems to live a very sedate, quiet life here, secluded in the mountains, running this out of the fucking way inn that, like, honestly, it just looks like a converted family home, from what you can tell. You are probably not going to get a whole lot of political information from her.
What if I very politely ask her to tell me about her friends?
Oh, yeah. Make a persuasion check.
That is a 23.
Holy
Okay,
moly.
yeah. Yeah, she'll chatter about them. She mentions a gnomish man named Callahan and an orcish man named Bjorn, and then May. Bjorn and Callahan are old friends of hers who used to visit quite a lot a couple of years ago, and ever since that thing had a crash in her front yard, they've been working on fixing it and sort of keeping her company. And then May is more recent. She showed up, she wants to say about a year ago. Nice young girl, is a friend of a friend, as far as she can tell. Mostly just keeps an eye on things around here.
Do I get the implication that Meme is a wind whisperer?
Does not seem to be.
Okay.
From the way she dressed and the, like, general attitude, you don't think that she's a wind whisperer, but you don't necessarily know what she is for sure.
I'm suddenly like, oh no, what if she's here to steal from this nice old lady? I'm going to have to vet her. I am now this woman's protector. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to protect this nice old lady.
Mm-hmm.
I'm collecting them in every continent.
I somewhat suspected you'd end up like this.
I'm so sorry, but this is who I am. I like old ladies. Probably because I'm 12 minutes away from becoming one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
what other information can I get out of her? They're staying upstairs, I guess?
Yeah. The upstairs is kind of a mess right now of storage. It's truly a nightmare. She's been meaning to get around to it, and, well, honestly, she's lending out some of the space to her other friends, Callahan and so on, and they've put some stuff in there, but it's really quite a state of disrepair. She just would not feel comfortable making you have to climb through all that. She's been meaning to get around to organizing it, but you know.
She's got time.
Yeah.
Luca might ask
anyway.
if they're allowed to have a look at the ship, because they've never seen one before up close.
She says you'll probably have to ask Callahan about that. As I understand, it's somewhat of a big deal.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I'm not really very knowledgeable on that sort of thing.
Did you ask her how repairs are going? They might talk.
Yeah. She mentioned that they're repairing the ship. I might inquire about that.
I think it's going quite well. They've had a lot of progress recently in the last 6 months. But I don't really know about that sort of thing. You'd have to ask them yourselves. Anyway, here you are. Here's your tea. It's made with some dried good berries.
Thank you so much. Luke is sitting on the ground with her, on the floor with her.
Yeah. You sip your little clay cup of tea with her. It's very nice. Make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh. 19. Okay.
Okay. You feel just very relaxed as you drink it. This is some potent stuff. It's tea, but like there's some. She's clearly this is her own personal blend.
She's wink smoking some good berries, as they say.
Yep.
I'll have 1 cup.
Yeah, that really should be enough for you. It is powerfully relaxing.
Oh no. No, I can't stay up for watch at all. Damn me. And my love of grandmas.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys are done there, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yep.
Luca probably makes like just idle chatter just to make it not suspicious before coming out.
I will say, like, Yuzu probably asks you questions back.
Oh, yeah. She's good.
21.
She's good. Am I making persuasion? If I'm like leaning on the truth, I guess what's like, what are the questions and how do I answer them is the main thing.
She asks you about your friends' names and your quote unquote uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And what brings you out here into the mountains, and why are you up so late at night?
Okay.
I have my own story set up for that, but I'm not the one getting high on tea, so...
Yeah. Okay, Luca will say he's not really our uncle, but he is an uncle-ish, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Yuzu nods, understanding.
Can I raise my hand? Would Anne have told Luca their plot? Or is this something...
I mean...
Does it matter?
Maybe.
I think this might be happening on the fly.
I think
the
main thing I would recommend to Luca is, each of us have our story and it's not yours to tell. That's an easy way to
so don't
not
say anything for... Yeah, that's a good thing to come, like, speak for yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the safest
but
way
Luca
to avoid
will say
any
he knows that N is going to try the, like, jumping, because that's not a lie,
Yeah.
And that's at least in part why they're going up the mountain, I guess.
Yeah, and legitimately does want to do that, so that's true. You can say Scarlet, but with that kind of like, you can do hand quotes. I'll do hand quotes.
Yeah.
Just trust me on this for now, Grandma. They'll fill you in later. That kind of vibe.
Yeah. I guess I would need to roll a persuasion to see if she will let me not answer questions directly.
I think like you are safer omitting details.
Okay.
Yeah, so just saying it's theirs. I feel like that's something she would respect. It's just like each of us have our stories, and Luca, you can say whatever you want, but they'll speak for themselves.
And Luca leans pretty much on the truth for himself.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. He's
very
like,
good.
All right. Well, that's nice. Well, if you stick around, do you mention that you have like how much about yourself do you mention?
Not everything. I'd say that I'm traveling from Regalport to Karnath as the main bit of information, I guess.
Okay. She's like, oh, Karnath. Well, that's...
Can I make an insight check on that? Gosh. She gonna kick me out because I'm a con?
Sure, you can make an insight check.
23.
Sure.
She just seems vaguely concerned, in the sense of like, oh, that's that not so nice place that I've heard about.
I think Luca pulls a face like, yeah, Karnath. Like he agrees with whatever vibe she's putting down, basically.
I think she's like sort of peering at you. She's like put on these like big sort of butterfly-shaped reading glasses and is like peering at you, and sort of says, "You know, you seem like quite a troubled young man. Were you in the what was it, that conflict that was going on for a while there on the continent?"
Luca kind of blows a little bit of a raspberry and nods.
She nods. I see. Well, maybe you can stay here for a few days and we can do something that'll sort of help put your mind at ease. A hot bath and some good tea, and, you know, I have some very nice meditation practices that might be helpful to you. Stuff that really helps with, you know, chronic pain and spiritual unwellness. Your aura seems a little bit frayed and thin.
Luca looks down at himself like, my aura? I think I'd like that. If you're willing.
Oh, I'm sure, but you should probably get a good night's rest. And then I'll be able to do something more with that. You can invite your friends as well. You know, it's been a long time since I've had a chance to do a sort of healing work with people. It'd be nice.
Then I'm very lucky I came here, aren't I?
She smiles. All right. You should probably go rest. I'll see about making breakfast for you all in the morning.
Thank you so much. And he kind of bows as he leaves a little bit.
Sleep well.
You as well. Oh, if you sleep. Luca makes a face like, I don't know, and shrugs and wanders away.
Yep.
Gosh.
Luca returns to you.
No, while Luca was in the kitchen, I think Willow would have made sure that he was like engaged in conversation with Yuzu and told En that they're going to go check out the bathroom.
Okay. Yep. And I'll hold down the fort.
Well, En, literally.
Yeah,
literally. You
That's
hold
the
the fort.
joke.
Okay.
Funny guy, eh? Funny guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm the
You're
funny
out.
guy of the group.
Alright.
Yeah, you walk down the very dark hallway around the corner to the bathroom. You've never liked this hallway.
Yeah. And Willow makes a point of like, as they come down the hallway, they're like, oh, I still have that bone deep do not turn around feeling.
Yeah.
You know? Of like, because when you look back, Willow knows it's just like, even with dark vision, it's just this ominous long hallway that leads to stairs and always feels awful.
Yeah. Like
It's just one of
even
those.
with the like the sort of like, especially with the blinds down and all the like over all of the windows, there's just like the shadows look wrong.
Yeah.
There's nothing dangerous here, you know that. Well, nothing monstrous here, but it's still like,
Yeah. I will say, Willow kind of comes to the end of the hallway and the bedrooms are here, and I know that someone's here, yeah?
Yes.
Can I do... I'll do a just general perception check to see if I recognized if anyone has, like a... Did anyone have a rumbling snore or like a choking way of sleeping that I can recognize from sound alone?
Make a perception check?
Pff, I got a 9.
Nope.
Never mind.
Don't worry, your best friend Luca's gonna tell you.
Okay.
You head down into the bathroom.
Gosh. I let myself into the bathroom. And I think we're just gonna stand there for a bit. There's a mirror here, I'm assuming. Is this the same as last time?
It's a little bit different. It seems to have been like slightly repaired and like some of the fittings changed around. Like there's new like towels and stuff. I don't know if there is a mirror in here. There might not be, actually.
Okay. That's fine. I didn't want to see myself right now anyway.
The
I'm not me.
little wash tub is empty at the moment.
Oh, there's no water?
No, well, not in it at the moment.
Is there running water in this place?
Yes.
Okay, so I can wash my face.
Yes.
I think Willow just takes a sec in here to settle a bit.
Mm-hmm.
As much as they're just playing it like easy, it is weird to be back.
Yeah.
You know what I actually imagine happening? So when they come back out the bathroom, you know, like if this were a show, you'd have the cut to like a more brightly lit day where Willow, like a younger Willow's in the same place, and there's just like the bustle of everyone moving and like yelling. And there's like people squishing past each other in the halls. Like you don't really see anyone's faces, but there is that like buzz of basically like the ship is leaving. We need to go. Not in a scary way, but in a we're running a tight ship, literally.
Yeah.
Everyone get
like,
out of bed. So you got like people
we're about to go on a road trip. Everybody go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just imagining
eaten?
like, you know,
have you been to the bathroom? Has everybody brushed their teeth? You have your clothes packed.
So it's like Willow's got that vivid memory of like someone pushing past them to get to the bathroom in a hurry because we got to leave in like a few minutes, and so like it's one of those like kind of fond memories that like Willow laughs at in the memory. Like they're kind of like, oh god, like here we go again, this again. But then like it just sort of sharply cuts back to them in the dark here. And it just like, I'll roll a wisdom save to see if I can maintain my spell.
Okay.
Shite.
Cool. Roll a flat stealth check.
All right, 11.
Okay.
Ooh, do I feel my spell drop?
Well, technically that would be a con save.
Yeah.
Con save? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Or should
make
I
make a Constitution save?
Okay.
As you subject yourself to psychic damage. It's just enough to keep the spell up for the remainder of its duration. Though I do think you are somewhat startled as May like slides open her door and sees you just like standing there.
Willow freezes and stands there.
There's just a long, awkward moment as she slowly tilts her head. Do you need directions?
Willow just squishes past. Like, Willow just, like, quickly waves, like, whoops, sorry, pardon me. And just zips back to the main room.
Okay.
They say nothing. They would have looked at her, though. Can I have made a perception check up close?
Sure.
Like, anything I could figure out about her. On a 11.
That's 3 11 rolls in a row.
11. Let's
we
go.
are batting average.
Yeah. It's Willow, like, she's smaller than me, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Willow just looking down at her like...
Yeah, just a pretty young elf girl, dark hair, sort of middle olive-ish toned skin, like on the paler side.
Okay. I can't figure out anything about her because it's like, who are you? Who are you? Why are you here? Who are you? What have you been doing? Who are you? Are you with Rani? Are you a whisperer? Are you a Orthos local? Are you a relative? Are you a blah, 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 blah? Like, it's just like that kind of thought process. But I think on 11, I don't get much.
Yeah, she's not a relative of Yuzu. You can tell that much.
I'm a relative of anyone, but yeah. Everyone's a relative of someone, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, you know what I mean?
It tends to be how family trees work, yes.
Anyway, you return.
Yeah, well, it zips past. I see down the scary-ass hallway.
Yeah.
And I immediately dive into the blanket fort that's been constructed.
And my message, you're like, you good?
Yep.
Do you see anything?
Just name me.
Oh, that's probably fine.
Willow's checking that their ears are still the other ears. Relief. Because I think for a moment that this spell like flickered. It didn't drop, but it had like that TV changing channels.
Yeah, you had that feeling of like, oh, I'm about to drop something.
Yeah. But then didn't, thank goodness. So they're just checking their ears like, okay, she didn't see me. She saw...
May didn't say me.
Me.
But yeah.
And it's probably going to come into the blanket fort with you, just because you zooped in there so fast, and your responses are a little bit tense. Just like, look you over a bit as well. You still look like not you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that in a minute. Luca comes back out.
Yeah.
Is he also going to come into the blanket fort? Is there enough space?
I don't know if there's enough space for Luca in the blanket fort.
Oh.
But I think that's
certainly poke his head in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep with your head in.
I'll sleep at the door. I'm here
then if anyone wants to come check, they have to step on Luca. Since he's so broad.
While I'm here, I'll relay some information to Willow.
You say Callahan and Bjorn?
Yes.
Okay, well, I knew Bjorn was here. Willow's racking their mind of gnomish Callahan. I think it occurs to them, Claptrap's probably not his real name.
Yeah.
Willow has that pause of like, wait, I've never even asked what his real name was. That might be Claptrap. You see the realization on Willow's face. The little half-elf ear like flickers of course he'd have a name. Arguably.
Well, at least we know him. Better than what we don't. And messages.
Is he reasonable?
Willow kind of gives a wry smile. I mean, it depends who you are.
Is he reasonable to you?
Willow wrinkles their nose.
Would he like Luca? Or
Willow also wrinkles their nose.
me?
Everyone likes me. Yuzu liked me.
Yeah, well,
Of course she liked you.
that's not a surprise, Luca. What's his...
Aura was thin. Luca looks down at himself. She said his
My-
aura was thin.
And gives you, like, a bit of a you've grown a second head look. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh no. Now I desperately need you to talk to Anne.
I want that to happen too. And is asking, well, like, okay, so what does he have? A kind of person that he prefers?
Willow squints. Varys?
And head
He's like old men.
juts out of the fort to look at Varys and comes back in.
I think Willow's just thinking.
Make an insight check, Willow. How well do you know Claptrap?
Not well enough to know his name.
Yeah, right? Don't even know his name?
Look, they didn't know. He didn't know my name either.
Oh, I'll bet.
Insight check. You know what? The impression you're getting from Willow is Willow sees him as just a cranky old bastard. I rolled a 16 on insight. And the reason why I said maybe Varys is because he's just like such an inoffensive person that is like, probably.
Inoffensive Varys.
Well, here's the thing that you know about Claptrap is Claptrap loved to argue with people.
Yeah.
A lot. Especially you.
So maybe. Yeah, I'm aware.
So
Willow might actually peer again at N.
Yeah, it's not such a bad thing. I can argue with the guy as a distraction.
I don't think Willow said it, but Willow's gonna like say to N like, maybe it's less about who he'll like and more about who can handle him.
Yeah, that's a much more accurate description of what Claptrap is like. The only person that he didn't ever argue with or like really get stroppy with was Yuzu, because it just feels bad to argue with her.
Yeah.
She just gets sad about it in a like disappointed mum way, and
I wonder
then
if
you're
he'd
like
feel
defanged
bad
completely.
looking at Luca
Because he's so clearly like
No.
brain damaged.
No. I don't even think it would matter to Claptrap. He'd just be like, "You're."
Oh, that's so awful.
It's not even. It's because it's not that deep. The arguing isn't like offensive. He's just that kind of person. Everything's a problem.
Yeah. He's just argumentative as a personality.
As a baseline.
I'm keen to meet him.
See, the thing about
Callahan.
I mean, the thing about Luca is
That's a nice name.
you might lose interest in Luca too quickly. Me, I can really grind his gears.
Well, yeah, but I'm curious, you know? Like, what's the deal?
No offense, Luca, you could also grind his gears. Honestly, Varys could as well. I've done my time.
Could.
Well, whoever needs to grind his gears to keep him off our back, we've got apparently a wide range to work with, so one of us is occupied, the other can take the helm.
I'm not very good at technical stuff. I don't know how to grind gears.
See, Willow points at Luca. That's exactly what will annoy him.
That I don't know how to do your job?
Willow nods.
Oh. Okay.
Though I suppose you could give him an opportunity to talk about himself. Willow waves her hand. Are we having this conversation through message, or are we...
N would want to. And everything N says is going to be a message. It's up to you guys if you want to reply in a message, because then we'll have to open it for you.
I love the, that vine of, like, the two people just communicating with...
Yes, this happens.
While eating.
Very frequently with N.
Again, but, like, us three just, like, gesticulating in the dark. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it.
Well, we know how to handle one. And did you say Bjorn was a non-combatant?
Willow nods. They seem, with their face screwed up for the whole conversation about Claptrap, but they seem much more, like, amiable about Bjorn.
Maybe he'll cook
He's
for
friendly.
us.
Well, either way, he'll probably be easier of the two to keep off our back.
Willow nods. Also, the tail did a little swish. Incognito, because I'm in Alta Self. The tail did a little
I was going to say,
swish,
they don't have a tail right now.
Swish of, when you mentioned the food.
You literally don't have a tail to swish right now, so I imagine it's like a little
I said a psychic
ear
swish.
flicky. Yeah, a little ear flicky of, ooh.
Yeah. In the mind theater, their little imaginary tail swishes.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll come back. Well, it doesn't say that, but they're like, ooh. I think a big yawn's gonna cut through this. Speaking of yawn, Bjorn.
Yeah, that's a morning problem.
Nods.
Morning.
Squints.
Not now, Luca. You're tired. Go to sleep. Throws a pillow at Luca's face. And Willow, feel free to wake me up, or any of us, except maybe Varys, if you want help.
Willow nods. Thank you for your fine construction work.
Oh, my pleasure.
Maybe you'll be able to fix the Kraken Slayer.
No. I can fix it with a few tarps and a bit of ingenuity, maybe.
Isn't the engine the part that Willow has to fix? So yeah.
Well, if I can fix it with a few tarps and a little ingenuity, then yes.
Oh, ingenuity.
Finger guns. Flops.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then. Wiped out and in the relative safety of the Sundown, you take a sleep. You will get a long rest. I would like Willow to make a flat stealth check while you sleep.
So I do imagine Willow is like pressed against the wall, and N is next to them.
Yeah, there's
and
as
then
many
Luca
bodies
is at the like
between
door
Willow.
of the fort. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another 11.
My fourth 11!
Cool.
Oh, someone please keep a counter of how many 11s.
Oh.
First under 21 perception check from Yuzu.
Truly.
Well, all those other ones were insight, which is different.
Oh, yeah. Still.
I was holding my breath.
Right? She's scary.
scary perceptive or insightful.
That's the one. Insightful.
Shut up.
So,
I have brain damage.
Is it the 28th?
it has now changed the date.
To the 28th?
Proper, yes.
Well, isn't that great?
So, I want to say you guys wake up.
Can we have weather, please?
Okay.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to say it's like sunny. The weather is for travel at sea.
I know, but I like knowing the day we're having, you know?
Well, it's a cool, misty morning as the sun rises
Thank you.
from behind the mountains.
Ooh.
It is quite dim despite the early morning. There is the gentle patter as Yuzu pads around the kitchen.
Wait, is she tall or is she small?
I think she's taller than N.
Okay. She's not as tall as Elsa, though.
No.
So she's a small grandma for me, at least.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I want to say there's the patter and noise of voices as other people are up and about. I'm going to move us over to the splash page instead of the map itself for now.
That's comforting.
Theater of the
We're not going to get
minded.
into combat.
You didn't say
Theater
that.
of the minded for now. I think it might be Varys who is awake first on account of he fell asleep first.
Mhm.
How do you guys sleep? How does Willow sleep? My real question.
Yeah. I had good
Let's roll
tea.
for it.
Yeah.
What do I roll?
Let's do wisdom save.
Oh, Jesus. See, this is why I need my auras. So I can help.
You sleep fitfully, let's say. You keep waking up at like every little noise, of which there are many because you're sleeping like huddled up against Anne and Luca, basically, in a blanket fort. And this is an old house that creaks and settles a lot. So
It's like a familiar creak too, which is
Yeah.
weird.
It's the like constant waking up of like you're dozing off on a train and you keep waking up thinking that like you're about to miss your station, but it's been seconds.
Yeah.
So I want to say like you rest, but it could be better.
Mhm.
You're not super energized in the morning, let's say. You still get all the benefits of it. You're just feeling a little bit meh.
Yeah.
Antsy, let's say.
Mhm.
Varys is up first, probably followed by Luca, just because your body is like that.
I probably get up when
Yeah,
Willow gets up, since we're so
yeah,
mashed together.
yeah. I want to say, Luca, you feel incredibly well rested. That tea did a number on you. Of
Hell
just
yeah.
like so relaxed, fresh mountain air, really nice. You hear the gentle murmuring of people in the kitchen. Yeah, and you'll come to the smell of warm food being cooked.
Who's cooking?
You don't know.
No familiar smells.
I mean, the familiar smells of egg,
There's an egg.
sort of like,
Eggs.
No special spice.
Is a 15 enough? Yeah, Bjorn's cooking. Bjorn's cooking a
Oh.
vegetable omelet breakfast.
Oh my gosh. I think Willow like wakes up this time after a night of like waking up and being like, "Whoa." There's like they startle awake, but in like a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
They do have tail today. They do have a tail this morning. And so it
Yeah.
immediately starts wagging.
Yeah, hits N in the face and they wake up. Like those cats.
Why are you
in the
down by
face.
their ass? Like,
Willow just jerked awake, so like I imagine there was a repositioning that happened.
We could have been sleeping top to toe, like
Yeah.
cool guys. And so yeah, when I sit back, it's just like whap whap whap, and
Sputtering and
Gentle
rolling.
little twitch.
yeah,
That sounds
angles
good.
themselves away from you.
Need help getting to the bathroom?
No need.
Make a stealth check.
does the fort give them any advantage?
Their armor gives them advantage already.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Oh, shall we?
We was gonna ask any word back from your gestures to the sending stones. I feel like we have a gesture for the sending stones, probably like a phone. Do phones exist? Sorry, probably
No.
like a
No.
I guess sending stones are phones, but it's the gesture that we would recognize as a phone.
Yeah, I imagine it's the gesture of like, you know, when you're holding a smartphone and you're like holding it so it's like bottom half is like at your mouth, but you're holding it kind of cupped in your hand with the top half directed out.
Yeah.
like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Willow gestures. If you've heard back from anyone yet.
Well, Zeke, how do you want to do this?
Okay.
I've killed them all.
Yeah.
I just realized my wording.
They all die off screen for unrelated reasons.
Let's have a little flashbacky to all the conversations that Anne has been having over the last 3 days. So, I think you'll probably get your latest reply from Daria on
Today. would be
today.
one-
So,
don't know when that'll come in, if it has yet or not.
it'll probably come in like
Later.
mid-morning.
Yeah. So, not her, but who do you want to cover
where
first?
should we start? Well, we've seen some of your conversations with Beaumont Butterick de Galanda, who is
Yes.
the shady innkeeper stationed here in Blackrock.
Yeah, and was updating Willow and Luca and Varys on the road, so they know that the latest information is about who's at the Kraken Slayer, and the information was the old engineer and the cook, and then questioning about our deal, which Anne has not responded to yet, because that was past midnight,
Yep.
and Anne
Yep.
was busy.
Yep. That was, like at 1 a.m. you got the reply back.
Yes.
So, let's go geographically. So, the next closest would be Guernayod in Scairn.
Mm-hmm.
The last message that I think we saw you send out was on the 26th of, over the next 3 days, report to me any wind whisper movement in your area, then we can talk about your contract's fate. Guerna replied with, and what guarantee do I have that giving you that information won't come back to bite me?
Yeah. Can I also ask for any tone indicators in these, or if they're responding flatly?
I think Guerna's was relatively flat, but in like a professional of like, if I tell you this information and you deal with it badly, is this information gonna like come back to haunt me because I gave it to you?
Yeah. And responded.
A sort of sense of professional, like, I don't trust you.
Fair enough. And responded, I already have the power to bite you if I wanted. Shame to cause trouble for your husband and Parrot. Why not gain connections instead?
And then her reply was, so you've done some homework, eh? But not enough. Have you got a carrot to go with that stick you're waving around?
Yeah, and that was on the 27th. That was 2 replies on the 27th, so N has not responded to that yet.
Yes. Then you have Tordag Pickhoft, the warden in Dreadhold.
Yes, who did not respond to the message on the 26th of, you think Cobra Khan will even keep you on his payroll after you lose that position, who will pay you then? So, and sent a follow-up message the second day of, how'd a confident guy like you start working for that incompetent breached Cobra Khan? Man did get robbed of his spy network, not to mention coin.
And Tordag replied, money is money. If Culbercon's broke, I won't work for him either. Bet he still has more than you, though. Mystery no-name monotone bastard.
It was also on the 27th, so...
Yep.
No reply yet from N on that front.
You talk as Kai during these, eh?
For those two, this one might be different. I will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then finally, we have Daria Norcliffe, the Port Authority admin in Regalport. As in, like, she does clerical work. So, you sent a same message of, over the next 3 days, report any Wind Whisperer movement. And she responded on the same day as understood. The Storm Chaser and Prince Brightwind have docked in Regalport since the 22nd. That was in the morning. The next day, she gave the message. The Storm Chaser left yesterday afternoon, heading northwest. I don't know where they're headed or why.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of seen and listening to these messages in the flashback and listening to Guerna and Tordag, you can tell with the way their leg is kind of bouncing, they're very quickly losing their patience with those two. Like, they are keeping it together, but they are so mad about these two in particular. They're seething under the surface, like both of these people do not deserve the second chance I'm giving them. I should just make them hang. They are filth. I do not want to be working with these spies. I hate this. I hate this. I just want them dead. And they sit back and just like steeple their hands over their nose and mouth. Like, just calm down. Deep breaths. The Sending Stone negotiations are frustrating, but we're both at a myriad of disadvantages. It's not just you. 25 words with no body language or any of the usual crap is really hard to work with.
Yeah.
You're doing fine. They don't need to die yet. Besides, you're taking a blackmailer's angle. You shouldn't be taking a blackmailer's angle. This is a negotiation. You don't even want them as spies. That's just a secondary objective. And then at some point while they're like going through this, Daria comes through with like cooperation. And you're like, okay, maybe I'm not shit at this. Maybe I could reel myself in from hating spies and wanting them all to die. All of them.
Sweet.
Anyway. So, that being said, and has gone through this emotional journey of trying to figure out, because at this point, to end this feels like a negotiation that has gone on for days, and that is unusual for them. They would have made a lot more progress in this time, and they are feeling that frustration, the seething frustration of the lack of information, and the lack of pull, and the lack of ability to convince these people of things, because they're so used to having so much more than this.
Yeah.
But after going through that journey and hearing back from Daria, this is when they're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start playing this a little bit differently. So when they respond to Daria, the voice they use, it's still Kai's voice, but they're like starting to ease back on the monotone and actually start to provide tone to it. Actually start to provide not enough for it to sound like a complete switch, but to sound like their guard is kind of coming down, you know? So just enough. So they responded with, appreciate it. Tell me, how'd an industrious administrator like yourself end up working for Culbercon? Be ashamed to lose your position at the Port Authority.
Then around mid-morning, as you guys are waking up and readying yourselves, I imagine, and you're just, in the bathroom when the message comes through. A series of unfortunate circumstances that can't be explained here. I hope my information has been useful to you. Looking forward to that negotiation.
And then we're back in the Blanket Fort, and has relayed all of this.
Willow nods. Oh boy. So the Storm Chaser
left on the 26th.
Was at Regalport. Left on the 26th from Regalport.
Yes.
Okay, so Anne literally just got that information yesterday.
Yesterday, yes.
Yesterday. Okay. And just assume we had reason not to share at the time.
It wouldn't have changed your trajectory, is the thing.
Yeah. Even if you did tell me, actually, so I'm not responding to it now. You might have actually told me.
And probably would have told you, yes, before.
Yeah,
but I would reiterate just for the sake of timeline, while telling you everything.
Yeah.
And might have not mentioned Tordag just because, in a way, he's pissing them off, even though they kind of like his attitude. They're also it's a split of God, I hate working with these people, and you know what? I like the cut of your jib. I understand what you're getting at.
It's I also understand what it's like to be a bitch in retail.
I respect what you're doing. I hate having to work with you.
Yeah.
Was that Ida quote? I respect what you're doing, and I hate you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I hate spies. I hate fucking tricky people. I have to...
Is a spy.
Yes.
Is a tricky people.
Yeah, read into that.
Trust me. So, can I just say once more, the Storm Chaser left Regalport on the afternoon of the 26th?
Yes.
And I know it takes how long to get here?
Yeah, it's roughly just under 1,000 miles to get from Regalport to Scairn to Blackrock.
So 2 days.
Need to stop at Scairn, unless he's picking up Emma, but I sort of assumed she'd go that way, but I guess it would be quicker if she's the sending, she could be paying for sending to be hey, come pick me up, we need to talk, and not be rushing him. But is there a reason for me to be calculating scan in on this? Basically, what's the straightforward pausing at Scairn maybe to pick up Emma? Even so, what's the straight shot from Regalport to Blackrock?
Well, they still do an arc because they don't like flying over airspace of Dreadhold or Port Verge. So that's 970 miles-ish. 980.
Is that not just 2 days travel?
It's 49 hours of travel.
Yeah. So
2 days.
That's assuming that they're traveling through the night completely.
Okay. Storm Chaser crew is large enough to do that?
It can be.
Depends too how much information he's got, what's happening there. But so basically, as a maximum, speeding here with no sleep, which is probably not something that I think Emma would let him do. It'll be 2 days. I'm going to say, I know from back on the Kraken Slayer days that I would know how long it takes to get from Regalport to here on the Storm Chaser. So
you'd say 2.5 to 3 days.
2.5 to 3 days. So that still puts us on the same schedule of expecting them to arrive So they left in the afternoon on the 26th, yeah?
Yeah.
So the earliest they could arrive is the afternoon today. But assuming that that's not the case, because
it would be tomorrow.
It's not smart, it might be hopefully tomorrow. Oof, that doesn't leave us with any time at all.
In which case, you need to really think about how best you're going to approach this. Which is a hell of a thing to consider as you are smelling the warm, wafting scents of delicious breakfast omelets coming from the kitchen of the Sundown. And you hear the gentle hum of Bjorn, the orc cook, humming to himself under his breath, and the smell of fragrant black tea that Yuzu is brewing.
minimum
There's
to get this underway.
A little knock
Minimum.
on the sort of side of. Good morning. Are you all decent and awake? There's breakfast if you like.
Is Willow decent?
You know what? I'm going to roll a belated thing while I'm sitting alone with N. I'm going to roll a Tinker's Tools check. What do you use, fish dog? Perfect. Nailed it.
Yeah.
While I'm alone with N, before we get into anything, Willow's going to remember and reach into one of their pockets. Oh, finally. Here. Hand N like a little wrapped up something. It's wrapped in leather.
And gives you a look like, really? Now's the time for gifts? Okay, who am I to say no?
Might be dead tomorrow.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? And
Lucas snaps his head towards you both.
I think you're up, aren't you? Oh, no, okay. Never mind.
And I'll unfold the leather and peek inside.
Little Zorn teeth in there, attached to a letter opener.
Aww.
Finally made your little guy.
Yeah. Willow has taken the time to shape the Zorn teeth into a lovely letter opener.
All four or just the one?
On the 26th, could I have made more than one? Or should I roll 4 more? Or how much time did I have?
2 days. I want to say 1 a day is already like.
We'll say 1 for now then.
Yeah.
Because we'll say, since you afforded me a little extra time by slamming into the wall as hard as you did, figured I'd make something.
And holds up the letter over and wiggles it around a little like, happy to serve. Thanks. I'll tuck it back into
the post
leather.
office here. Down in Blackrock. So, who knows, maybe you'll get a letter worth opening.
I'll probably get put to good use, yeah.
Make an insight check, perhaps?
Sure. Nine.
Can I, or am I not in this conversation?
You could probably overhear it if your head's in the pillow fort.
Yeah, I'm just lying, enjoying.
Finally, I rolled above a 3!
17. So, what you feeling? Tell me about yourself. How you going?
I don't know how to read Willow's mind through this, but they say they seem a little bit tense when they mention the post office.
Yeah, and already knows this. Maybe that's why they didn't look.
Yeah. I would say maybe Luca picks up it's slightly different than the usual. A bit more confidently nervous. But anyway, we shake it off quick. I am half elf.
And you have no time to do anything but because you hear the somewhat loud clatter of little gnomish feet stomping around early in the morning.
Sits up in front of the hole of the tent.
En's gonna look to Willow and say, you want me to bring you a plate?
Willow nods, I think, a little apologetically.
And nods back. They'll start to emerge then. Casually make their way towards the breakfast table, I guess, if that's where it's all being, where it's happening, where it's happening.
Yes. You hear the clatter and like this little gnomish man enters the room like sort of like not the living room area but the sort of dining / common room area as Bjorn and Yuzu start bringing out like a little chafing tray of omelets and tea and you hear the loud crunchy voice of Claptrap saying, "Good morning. Oh, you've made a lot of food today. What's the matter, Bjorn? Didn't have time for a midnight snack last night?" And you hear Bjorn sort of mumble, "Yuzu says there were guests over." You just hear this loud shriek of, "Guests! The inn is closed! Did they not see the sign?"
Well, En's already making their way over, and they're not deterred by that, so they're gonna just show up looking sleepy.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning.
Yuzu is like, Claptrap is scoffing at you, and Yuzu's like, now, Callahan, they were lost in the woods. I figured I'd just let them stay the night. It was the middle of darkness, you know? And Claptrap rolls his eyes. Did you at least have the decency to pay the woman for her hospitality?
Oh, what's the price? Looks to Yuzu.
Yuzu pauses and goes, I guess 1 silver piece per person. And Bjorn and Claptrap both give her a very disappointed look of like, you're wildly underselling yourself in this
Ed's gonna
place.
go over to Bjorn and give him a gentle punch in the arm. How about you, big guy? How much does breakfast cost?
Oh, and Claptrap is like, not you two! He like looks you all up and down. You know what? You can each pay gold a head.
Fine with us.
And shrugs. Are the the plates kind of out, or?
Yeah, they're like, plates are being passed out. Claptrap like basically grabs his to go. You can see him like buckling on this little satchel of like tools and stuff, and starting to head out.
Can we make like checks on these guys? I'd like to know about them.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Also, what do they look like?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I want to know about them. Insight, perception. What?
Your choice. You tell me. What are you looking for?
I'll do whatever you don't.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your insight?
Bad. Well, it's 1, but I think yours is worse.
Oh no, mine's 3.
Okay, you can do the inside then.
All right. I'm an insightful boy. That's a 10.
I got a 16.
Okay. So, Bjorn is this very, very large orcish man with like 1 sort of tusk sticking out of his lip. Gives him kind of a weird slot-mouthed face. You can see when he talks, like, there's just like the little stub of one where it's been broken before or like removed. Dental issues. People have them.
Oh god, yeah. Tell me about it.
He's sort of just like in comfortable clothing, big ol' apron, and just like is generally stooped quite low. You imagine that like if he stood upright, he would easily be over 7 feet tall almost. But he moves very like carefully and delicately and seems very conscious of his size as he places down like this big old tray of like delicious warm food. It's like a diner omelet of like delicious fresh green vegetables and like fried mushrooms. Little garlic butter on the side.
Yeah, as he's kind of serving it up and might catch him in conversation. So what's the other guy doing? Repairing that thing out there?
Bjorn sort of nods. Yes, that's a personal project.
No.
Claptrap, by contrast, is like this wiry little bantam chicken of a man. Just like he's got a bushy white mustache that comes out almost like perfectly horizontally at like a sort of like a 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock angle. Little tuft of a white beard on his chin. Fluffy white hair that like sticks up and adds like an extra half a foot of height to his head. It's like skinny in that sort of like active old person kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Wears working clothes, is like clearly up and about in his business, has his like mug of tea that he's chugging, and like between sort of bites of a little omelet sandwich that has clearly been like made for him specifically so that he can eat it on the go as he heads outside.
Yeah, Anne's gonna continue with Bjorn, like, seemed kind of in a bad mood. Is it not going well?
Oh, no, he's just like that, and he's not... There aren't really supposed to be guests around here right now, so...
Yeah, I saw the
he's a
sign.
little-
Is doing?
Well... He sort of scratches the back of his neck. It's supposed to be closed down while we're trying to repair the ship.
Oh, are you helping out?
Yes. Where I can.
Those big arms can do more than cook, then?
He sort of flusters and says, no, breakfast is ready, and I hope you enjoy it. You don't have any allergies, do you?
And Bronze is like, I've eaten so much stuff and I haven't, like, puffed up like a puffer fish, so I'm gonna assume not. Too early for a grillin', except you're grilling. I get it. Oh, and is gonna, like, hold up the plate. I'm just gonna take this to my friend back there. I'll be right back. They're gonna scoot away.
Oh, okay. Varys is up and bright and is saying, thank you for the breakfast, and what do we owe you, and sort of doing the polite hotel guest routine.
Yeah, and we'll duck back into the tent and...
I think there is a loud squawk of alarm as Claptrap runs into the elk which is outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You just hear like intermittent loud cussing of like, what the fuck is this beast doing out here?
Does Luca want to go talk to Claptrap?
Oh god, no. Not right now.
Luca, the elk is just kind of standing there,
Yeah, honestly.
being yelled at by this tiny little man who's trying to shoo it.
It is not moving. Sorry, man.
We just have a steed out there, don't worry about it, says Bjorn, and is scooting away.
Bjorn goes, and like the steed suddenly pings you an alarm, Luca, that Claptrap has pulled a weapon on it.
Oh my god.
Luca.
Yeah, Luca gets up and like runs outside.
Okay.
That's mine.
Maybe worry about it a little bit.
Make a persuasion check.
21.
Okay. You could have warned a fella before you let your giant horse. It's clearly not a horse. It's clearly a deer. Just sit out here on the front steps where it could scare any man.
Sorry, I'm not used to hotel etiquette.
At least tie it up with a bridle or something.
Oh, it doesn't wander. She'll be safe.
It don't bite.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I want to let you know.
That's exactly Claptrap's voice.
Like, Claptrap's whole torso is probably smaller than the elk's head.
Yeah. Sorry, guy. Luca gestures like you can pet it if you want.
Claptrap gives it like the real stink eye and then sidles off to the side and heads down to the shack.
Lucas, this is gonna be interesting.
The steed sort of snorts and shakes its head and
Yeah, I know. Luca pets it.
nudges your hand, just like, I got yelled at by
I
a
know.
tiny man.
I'm so sorry.
Be used to that by now.
I think Yuzu is pouring tea for Varys and Anne, and probably getting a cup out for Luca and your extra friend in the back there.
Sparrow.
Sparrow, yes. She's making sort of concerned noises of like, did you sleep all right there? Just like examining the, like distantly examining the blanket fort.
And's been like carting plates and cups back to Willow and handing them through. Kind of looks at Willow like, do you want me to handle this, or do you want...
Handle what, sorry?
Yuzu asked if you're doing okay in here.
Oh yeah, I expect you will answer that. So yeah, I won't be responding. Thank you.
Yeah.
Making up an excuse for me, my friend.
Yeah.
They're very shy.
Yeah, just I was a little shy around new people and very tired. They just need a little more time.
Oh, okay. Make a deception check.
Can Luca help me, or is Luca stopping?
Luca's gone.
Yeah, Luca's stopping Claptrap from stabbing his elk.
You got Varys with you?
I don't know if Varys is helping me right now.
Varys is squarely in the breakfast zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 21.
Oh.
Okay.
As high as she has been rolling.
Yeah, true.
Yuzu says, oh, well, that's all right, but, if they're feeling anxious, I've got some teas for that, you know, stuff that really calms you down and helps with any feelings of nervousness or fear that you might experience.
Let me ask.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to the tent and, like, duck their head and... You want any of Yuzu's calming teas?
Oh my god, can I just say, I'm gonna roll another...
Even Anne says that with a bit of, like, dubious, like... Oh.
When you poke your head in, Willow's got a mouthful of eggs, and they're crying.
Anne's gonna slowly back out and toddle on back to the table.
Willow, like, full on, like, just sniff.
Yeah. Oh, this is
It's so good.
Yeah.
But behind
so
the scenes, Willow takes their first mouthful, their eyes fill with tears, and they keep eating through their tears, like, oh my god, Bjorn's cooking! Like that, like, real Ratatouille moment.
Yeah.
So, but they look at Anne like, please leave, like their spoon is in their mouth. Their tail's still just like soggily wagging, like, this is the best meal I've had in ages. I don't know to be seen like this. Don't take it personally. It's not about you.
I was defending Seeker Elsa.
It's not about her.
Nostalgia, Luca.
This is like home.
What did you? What were those teas you listed again?
Oh, well, it depends on what your problems are. And she talks about, like, tea that can help you sleep better, tea that can help with digestion and circulation, tea that can ease anxiety, tea that sort of helps align your essence with the firmament and
not
gets you.
not outwardly in, but like internal and just like squints like, what is she talking about? Don't
this
understand
is
this.
fully like an aging hippie at like
Yeah, no, I get that. Street kid N does not know about chakras.
Isn't that the thing from Naruto?
Oh god.
N doesn't know about this
is...
hippy dippy tower spit.
Yeah, I think this is the first time you've ever encountered anything like this.
This is seriously outside of my wheelhouse entirely. N's nodding along on the outside, and they're like, what does that mean, though?
What is an aura?
And why does Luca have one? Oh god, here we go again!
This is like... Oh... I think Yuzu looks at you and says, oh, you've got sort of a You know what you could use is probably a good cleansing tea. I'll go get one for you. Just ask your friend about that later. Hopefully they just need a little more sleep.
Yeah.
They can come to me when they're ready. I mean, everything takes its own time at its own place.
Absolutely. And looks at Varys like, what is a cleansing tea? What is about to happen?
Varys gives you a shrug.
Goes back to eating.
It's like he's sort of keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
But
Well, and we'll just eat breakfast and ponder on the universe, I guess, since that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's like Yuzu is very much a crystal healing type vibe, except that this is a world where magic is real. So like,
could heal
there might be something to it, but you're not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's where Ed is.
Like, you know, like chemistry is real, but detoxing isn't. You know?
Yeah.
So it's one of those like dubious effect question mark.
I'll eat breakfast, and if I'm given tea, I mean, I might sip it and see how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, Yuzu comes back like 5 minutes later with this like very sort of powerfully like ginseng and ginger smelling tea.
Oh
that's
shit, ginger! I'm sold.
Yeah,
ginger's good as for you.
And then like spicy things, so like ginger tea would probably appeal to them.
Yeah.
Luca is eating breakfast. He has his cape over his arm and is kind of hiding it away, like he can't use it.
I was gonna say, oh no, Claptrap went away. Yeah, you didn't want to follow him and annoy him.
Not yet.
Nice boy.
I need food first.
Sweet.
The food is so good.
Can't. Yeah, clearly. Quiet crying sounds from the pillow fort. Blanket.
It's just their anxiety. It's fine.
I'm sure they can't hear me. They can't hear me, right? I cry pretty quietly.
Make perception checks, I guess.
The storm chaser cry was out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I want to like check on Willow.
Mei also comes out. Rolls a 1.
It's 3 in the morning.
Mei is a teenager who is just here for food.
I feel like N doesn't have to roll a perception because they already saw Willow crying.
Yeah.
Am I in on the cryingness?
What do I roll? I don't know.
Stealth.
Please,
you have advantage.
Let me see my friend cry.
I have advantage! Wait! Okay.
Meet it to beat it. I see you cry.
You hear the distant.
Yes.
You hear the distant sniffling of Willow having an emotion about the breakfast food that they haven't had in years and years. Like, their friends are. Their old crew is like literally, some of them are right outside, and Willow is stuck in a blanket fort.
If Ed sees Luca looking that way, though, they might message him and be like, and Willow has to have a moment.
Luca nods, eats his own omelet. Oh my god, it's delicious.
Mei is deeply oblivious.
Good for her.
And give me a, let's say charisma saving throw as you drink this cleansing tea.
Oh god.
The 24.
Oh. Wow.
You're safe, but you feel like a little sort of, as you drink it, there's like a little sharpness and you feel like weirdly wired and awake.
Zing!
Can I make a check on Mei? I want to see if she's a spy or someone evil.
Sure. Give me either perception check or insight check. She looks like she's like just barely 20 in terms of ages.
14. I'm gonna keep my eye on her.
She looks like she's just dressed in civilian clothing, just normal sort of short robe and like little loose baggy shorts underneath.
Okay.
Short bob black hair, just kind of tottering about in this like loose kimono style shirt.
And might ask her, are you working on that thing outside too?
Oh, sort of. I run errands sometimes.
Oh, back into town?
Yeah.
It's
How
quite
long
a
does it
hike.
take to get back down there? Yeah.
Well, if you take the road, it takes a
Oh,
couple hours.
and straightens up. Do you jump?
She gives you a look. Angle's a bit wrong for that. If you're looking for thrill seeker stuff, you should really head down to the cliffs or something.
And nods like, I'll take your advice.
Grabs her food. With some chit chat. She's also just like, she like basically lies down on the floor to eat, or like sits like leans way back in a chair as she eats.
It's bad for your digestion, sweetie.
Luca in the kitchen like, oh
cannot
no,
be
your digestion.
Yeah.
She cannot be stopped. She has very much like gangly teen who does not want to hold proper posture at all.
Oh no.
Let
You'll
her.
regret that in 10 years.
She's an elf, so it might be a couple hundred before
like,
she does.
Yeah, 100 years.
Luca, please compliment Bjorn on his breakfast, just as an aside. Say it to us.
Oh yeah, when I'm finished. Is he still around for me to compliment?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
he's
yes.
sort of eating breakfast quietly with Yuzu and so on.
Luca would be chatting him up about his food cooking.
Make a persuasion check.
Hell yeah, 25.
Chef on
You
chef
see
camaraderie.
Bjorn's. Yeah, you see Bjorn light up. He does like the impression you get from him is like very shy around strangers and new people, but when he sees that you're not like wildly intimidated by him and that you're friendly, he like perks up a little bit and starts talking about the recipe and how he's been perfecting it for a few years and how there's like some really nice forage you can find around this area, and Yuzu's been working on this garden for a long time. He's been sort of working on trying to get like little potted plants to grow and so on for fresh seasoning, because he used to travel a lot, but it's been nice being able to stay around here for the last couple of years. And it's always nice to have guests around to like compliment your food. He does kind of miss it when the inn was open, but obviously for circumstances being what they are, it's not really practical to have the inn open at this time. And well, I think Mei like eyes you up and gives you a look. So, why were you up mountain at 2 a.m?
Well, we're kind of new around here, and I was looking for a good place to jump. And we kind of got lost, and well, spreads their hands. Uncle couldn't walk anymore, and then we came upon this place, like fate. But hey,
She shrugs.
with your advice, maybe we won't die in the woods tonight.
Luca snaps his head from the other table. sitting with the old fogies like he is.
I think it's just like one long table and like there's just different sections of it.
Yeah.
But it's like a low table, kind of close to the ground. Anyway. Yeah. So, what do you want to do now?
Look, I think I've polished off my plate, like literally.
Yeah.
And I think Willow feels like an idiot. They've just been crying this entire meal, and I don't think they stopped the entire meal as well. So when they get to the end and they like finish the plate, and like, wow, that was so satisfying, and then like, while still kind of crying, they laugh at themselves like, I'm so stupid. This is so dumb. Why am I here? But for real, why am I here? It's not just why am I here in this blanket fort. It's why am I in Orthos? I'm here to fix the Kraken Slayer. How long do I have? A day, tops. So why am I here?
Help your friends.
There is the question of, if I pull everyone in now, and then things come to pass and it's revealed later that, they harbored Willow Jenkins. It's going to be, Fender, to get used to which part of me is being hunted in this neck of the woods. Then, it might drag them into it, but then it shouldn't leave this room anyway. Then again, who is Mei Mei? And is that news going to spread? Because otherwise, Willow is just compelled to... There is a compulsion that Willow is fighting because they haven't thought it out very clearly.
This is a big question.
Oh my god. What
Here's
questions from Willow are not big?
Yeah, true. Can we say it on main? As we head into Willow's brain space, as they're sitting there in the fucking blanket fort with an empty plate, listening to Luca chatter to Bjorn and Yuzu sort of do her hippy dippy routine as Varys is trying to be a good guest and get directions.
Yeah.
With the under the guise of they will be leaving eventually, and
Mei Mei and En are talking like two teenagers about jumping off cliffs, essentially.
Yeah.
For sports.
Yeah.
The elk is following Claptrap. I'm kidding.
There's the distant clank of machinery in the background. Outside, the birds are singing. It's warm. The day is peaceful. What's Willow thinking?
Gimme.
I'd say with their belly all full and warm, and it's so nostalgic as well. Even just being here, it just sounds like the Sundown. It smells like the Sundown, of course. After all this time. And hearing Bjorn's voice again, hearing Yuzu's voice again, even Claptrap ringing in Willow's ears after leaving. It's what Willow keeps thinking about is what's stopping me from taking this plate back to the kitchen, thanking Bjorn, getting this underway with the help of some of my old crew. I only have a day.
If you can't face them, can you face any of them? You've already stared down Emma. You've already shirt-fronted Emma.
The only lingering question on Willow's mind is trying to figure out if this will affect anybody else in the long run. Am I gonna put a mark on this place by just succumbing to this, If word gets out, if Mei Mei tells people, oh, Fender's back, what's going to descend on this place after? What's going to happen to Bjorn and Yuzu and maybe even Claptrap if, things go south upcoming? They harbored me here, what happens now? I think that's
you could always tell them,
thing pulling Willow back.
Like,
yeah, they
can
they
say,
could throw me under the bus if it comes to pass, but then it's just
yeah, we were
that's
holding
what
on
Willow's
to them.
thinking.
Yeah. We were holding on to Willow until you got here, and like may as well put them to work since they wrecked the other ship. They can fix this one.
Well, they can lie, but they're not good at lying, and they won't. Like that's just kind of. That's the only thing holding them in place.
I think the other thing that's like, you keep doing this spiral. Give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage. You just had so good breakfast.
Hey.
Okay, 17.
You realize that you've been asking yourself the wrong fucking question. Will I leave a mark on this place? You already have. You're here because something is broken and you came back to fix it. And sometimes fixing things gets ugly and messy. Why are you here? Why did you come to this place at all? You already know. You already said it.
You took the words out of my mouth. I do already know.
You're the fucking storm chaser. Why are you hiding?
I think from the external view, you see the blanket fort stand up.
Oh no.
Willie just collects it with their head as they they launch upright onto their feet. They can't think of a bloody good reason why to stay here. It's not about whether I can. I want to thank Bjorn for breakfast. So I think Willow pulls that off their head. Oh god, I really should have stopped by the bathroom first. It's okay, we're not thinking to thoughts like that. Willow's just going to wipe their face and march over to the kitchen. Plate empty. And stand in the doorway.
As you stand up, you round the corner. Yuzu and Bjorn and Varys and Luca and En all look up. Mei doesn't know you, so she's the last one on the draw. But there is a gasp, not from Yuzu, but from Bjorn, as he sees you and is just like dumbstruck. Yuzu slowly blinks and then smiles at you. Oh, long time no see. And Bjorn basically just like suddenly stands up and like clumsily bumps the table and then walks directly over to you and like stops like 5 feet away, just stunned and wordless.
Hey, where's my sword, just in case?
Hey, now.
What do you do, Willow?
I think Willow's... They awkwardly kind of stand there with their pristinely clean plate. They grin in a way that's... It's clear, it's awkward. But I think the motion of Willow showing Bjorn the clean plate and then handing it back to him is almost like precisely exactly the same as they used to do back when they were just Fen aboard the Kraken Slayer.
Yeah. He takes the plate and looks down at it and looks at you, slowly puts it down, and then reaches out to you a little cautiously. Sort of searching.
Willie just kind of shuffles. Oh, no, what you rolling?
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Can I give him help?
Willow's finding it a bit hard to find words. They had something in mind cool that they wanted to say, but their voices kind of caught I think Willow will just eventually eke out some words. I haven't lost your touch. Still the best breakfast by the seas and skies, I think.
Bjorn sort of stammers and then just puts both his hands on your shoulders and says, "You're not dead."
Not after that omelet.
Oh. And just like pulls you into a hug. Just smushed into his chest.
Yeah. And has been watching cautiously, like from the side.
Luca was halfway out of his seat.
And was still reclined but watching, and when that happens, they go like back to what they were doing. Just give a little private moment.
is sort of like the head tilted at a 45-degree angle, kind of like, huh? And like gives a look over to Yuzu, and Yuzu is like, "It's good to see you again, Fender. I knew you'd be back someday." And Mei does a little like jaw dropped, points, calculating. And it's just like a little. You can see her stalling out in the background. Rara says, "Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag." The shifter.
Shifter.
Something on your mind? And says to Mei casually, like folding their utensils on their clean plate.
Mei is just sort of like processing, looks at you, squints. Make a fucking intelligence check with advantage, Mei. Please piece this together.
Oh, it's another nat one. It's barely a one and a nat one again.
She says, "What ship did you say you guys were on?"
Well,
don't think we said.
we didn't. Yeah.
Why?
I think Varys is gonna give an insight check on Mei.
Can I give an insight check? Because I'm kind of trying to work her over
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a dirty 20.
Ooh. No. You've pieced it together now. Because you can just barely see the edge of a shadow mark peeking out on like the corner of her shirt, like sort of slightly above her cleavage. That's a Thorani.
Yes.
A junior one as well.
Yes.
Good timing, guys.
And leans forward and puts their chin in their hands. You looking for something?
I think this line of questioning gets cut short because Bjorn is like laughing and like picks Willow up and like gives them a little twirl around. "We thought you were dead. I thought you were gone. We heard about. Are we the first to know? Have you? I mean, we must be, because they're not.
Oh, they're on their way.
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
I mean,
Fender.
Yeah.
What have you?
Yeah. I told
You gotta
Emma.
tell. Okay, well, at least she knows.
She'll tell Colton.
Of course, but are you okay? I mean, we heard what happened, but I kind of couldn't believe it, and you were gone for so long, and well, Belle said you ditched, and I mean, should I tell Clap? I mean, he's in the middle of working. We should tell Claptrap.
Give us a sec. We can all tell him together, I suppose. Willow's gonna look him over, by the way, because I think one of the things that occurs to Willow is not just that they all think Willow's been dead. Willow hasn't known whether they're alive after the Kraken Slayer dropped. Like, I think that's one thing that Willow hasn't really been thinking about on the surface, is that in the background, they have been just as unsure about the fate of the crew. Because they haven't been looking. You know?
Yeah.
Bjorn's here, but is he injured? Willow's going to do like a check.
Make a perception check. DC is not very high.
Higher than
7?
It's kind of hard to see because you're crying again and you didn't realize that until you tried to look, but boy, your eyes are clouded over with fucking tears. He looks older, stubblier, a little more scarred than when you last saw him, but also it's been so friggin' long you can't tell really. And it's also kind of hard to see the rest of him because he keeps pulling you into a hug and then like holding you back so he can look at you and then pulling you into a hug again periodically and like patting your head. It's like, your hair's all short now. Varys cuts in and says, "We're here on business. Your friend there heard that there was an airship that needed fixing, and seems about high time that happened, isn't it? We can talk over the details later when everybody's settled."
Can I make a retroactive insight check on Bjorn?
Yeah.
I am curious why he's reacting so positively when surely he saw the wanted posters or knew about that at least in some capacity. Never mind, that's only a 15.
I think that's good enough.
Okay.
No, that's good enough. Bjorn is kind of an open book.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that he's like a shy guy. Fender was a dear friend and comrade aboard the Kraken Slayer, and Bjorn was clearly not on the Storm Chaser at the time when this happened, and he only got the information secondhand. And clearly it just didn't... The things that he's heard about Willow's actions didn't quite fit in with as he knew them, and they were declared dead a few years ago.
Is this an instance of him not having the full picture or disregarding the picture he's been given because it conflicts with how he understands Fender?
I think it's more like knowing that he doesn't have the full picture and not being ready to accept information from others because of the mess of emotions that were clearly tangled up in it. It's just like, okay, there's something complicated going on here. Like, he seems like he has the emotional intelligence to be like, shit broke bad in some way, I just don't know how. And now my old friend that I thought was dead and gone forever is here and is thanking me for a breakfast. And my first reaction is simply, oh my god, I thought you were dead. I'm glad to see you alive. Everything else can come later.
Okay.
I think you guys see Willow like take a pause to look at Bjorn properly and then like return the hug around his shoulders. Like, and you see a big, like, genuine kind of grin on Willow's face that this turned out kind of like how they could only have hoped it would turn out, at least with Bjorn.
Yeah.
And it's kind of given them a boost of energy that's like undescribable.
Yeah.
I think Varys says what he says and Willow like pulls back to tell you guys, how about we how about we pay Claptrap a visit?
And shrugs, looks at Maymay.
He's just like, I'll go put on some more calming tea. He's going to need it. And I think this might be where we end the episode. There's a lot to be done. Telling the story of how things happened, finding out what happened to the Kraken Slayer, finding out if it's possible to fix it within the next 24 hours. All a day's work for the Storm Chaser.
And my loyal crew.
Of course.